We are officially in the trade. Best entry 148,077. I'm just setting my risk to reward. My first take profit there. Honestly, I'm gonna target 148. What is it? 832. And we are ripping to the upside. Let's go. All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lewis, and this is kind of a different video. And the reason why I sound like this is because right now it is 6:56 in the morning. I'm bringing you a live trading. Not much I'm gonna say. I'm waiting for the New York session to start. I'm in the pre-market. I'm about to do my analysis for you guys real quick. Like I said, it's gonna be live. I'm gonna have most of the actual execution. I'm gonna have the actual execution and what I'm thinking and everything in the video, but I will kind of chop it up because I don't want it to be too long. And then after, I'll probably end up going back to sleep since today is my off day, Friday the 19th. I don't work today, so I'll probably just end up going to sleep depending on how the trade goes. I know for a fact I'm not holding this trade until next week, so I will be closing out hopefully by the end of New York session. But if I have to hold it out depending on how the market is moving until 4, I will. But like I said, right now it's about to be 7 a.m. I'm still waiting, but let's get into the chart. Let's get into this. So I got a little cold, so that's why I'm wearing this. But either way, it is Friday. There's definitely news today. I'm gonna check right now. I honestly probably have like some music in my ears or some shit. I don't know. I'm usually not at my desk when I'm trading. So as you guys can see for USD, which is what I'm gonna trade, USD JPY. At 10 a.m. we have prelim University of Michigan consumer sentiment, which is high impact news. I don't know how it will affect the market, but we also have existing home sales and prelim University of Michigan inflation expectations. If you guys ever want to know what to do or how to read the news, right here you hit this little folder and we go under usual effects. If the actual is greater than forecast, that means that it is good for the currency, which means the currency, which is right here, no matter what the news is, will go up if the actual is greater than forecasted. So it is forecasted as 69.8, which means that if the actual comes up as, for example, 69.9, that means it's going to be good for the currency, which means bullish dollar, and everything else bearish. So since I'm trading USD JPY, that means I want bullish dollar. Either way, we've been bullish all week. I already have a target, which is my first target. It's a fair value gap right here, which I could honestly target as my second target, and there's one more here, third target, and then I don't know how high we'll get. There is a daily fair value gap up here. There's some fair value gaps which are internal liquidity that the market could end up reaching for. There's a daily fair value gap up here, which I hopefully believe will be hit today, since the high for right before, I mean, I guess you could say London session was up here, which I will mark out just in case. Could be hit. If that's not hit, so I have all these take profits on the way up. I'm waiting to see what ends up happening. The optimal trade entry has been working for me very well, or I guess it's been working in the chart very well. I haven't gotten in with it exactly, but today could be the day, honestly. As you guys can see right here, this low to this high, we're getting very close to the optimal trade entry. If we're bullish, if it gets inside this area, you could take a long here, which means that you are in a discount for longs. It was working this week. There's been honestly 2-3 trades this week that I could have got in exactly at this level at the start of the New York kill zone, but I didn't. I waited for retracements on this week's trades. I'll talk about it more when I do the recap. Probably won't be today. I'm honestly just trying to get this trade going, and then I'll worry about it later. But as we can see, the weekly is extremely, I have it over here on this side, or I have the daily on this side, but either way, I'm gonna use them both. The weekly, as you can see, this big candle, it did start to pull back today. It was a lot higher, but is expected for a Friday to pull back. This is actually a tip. It is known that the red and green actually has an effect on your psychology when it comes to trading, so I would advise you pick different colors and stick with them because it will help. For me, the blue is green, so blue means up, white means down. So as you guys can see, this big blue candle, which means it went up, is extremely long. Pause. It's starting to retrace a bit, which is expected, but I think honestly it's gonna end up going up, and then towards the end of the day probably end up coming down. So that's why I want to get out before 12. But yeah, we're bullish on the weekly. We are bullish on the weekly because we have now closed above this high. One red candle followed by a green candle makes a low, and one red candle followed by a blue candle makes a high. So this this is a high. This is probably going to end up closing above it this week, which means we are bullish on the weekly, monthly, daily. We are still bullish. We would have to come all the way down here to start being bearish on the daily. That's why I'm going for longs based on these high time frames. Yeah, on this 4 hour we are still bullish, even though we had this big red candle or white in my chart, but it never closed below this low. And honestly, I don't think it will close below this low. Let's just see what ends up happening. It could come down and then end up shooting back up. I am bullish on every chart. The hourly chart is the only chart that is bearish, but it's probably just a retracement on the 4 hour, and it's starting to come back up. So yeah, I'll probably end up cutting it in the video exactly when I start to look for an actual trade. But like I said, I'm waiting for it to either come down here, sweep liquidity below these lows, or optimal trade entry. I might give it a try today. But it is the end of the week and we do have news at 10, so let's see how it ends up going. I could easily be out before then, I could not. I'm just waiting for this optimal trade entry to be hit. We did get a little bit below 50%. That could honestly mean that I could have missed my chance to get in, because technically we were in a discount for longs and it looks like it's starting to go up. But I'm not in a hurry. If anything, I'll just wait for a retracement and then get in there like I've been doing the rest of the week. But yeah, we'll see. Now it's just we wait. Damn, this shit is ripping now. Okay, so depending on how this goes, I could just wait and see if we get any type of retracement. I might have missed my chance to get in right here at the 50% mark, right at the beginning of the New Year kill zone, but I don't really care. Honestly, that's everybody in my home is still sleeping, so I would have put on some music and rocked out, maybe wake myself up a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it rock. As you can see, it is going up. So depending on how this candle closes, I'll probably end up just waiting for a retracement, honestly, which if it does form a fair value gap, so let's say for example I get in here, use this as my stop loss, and my target could honestly be the overnight high, which is a 8-to-1 risk reward ratio, or it could be the bottom of this fair value gap on the daily. This could be a 8-to-3.8 risk to reward ratio, depending on how this goes. It could end up just ripping and I'll have to risk more, but okay, we'll see how it ends up going. I don't want to get into it now because we're obviously above the 50% mark in the fib. If I would have got in around here, then it would have been perfect, honestly. But I was waiting for the optimal trade entry, which is these orange numbers here, but I don't really care, honestly. At the end of the day, as long as I get a good setup, I'm just gonna wait to see if this fair value gap ends up forming, and we'll see how it goes from there. But I'm usually trading off the 15-minute, but I do want to stay paying attention to these higher time frames just to see how they end up forming. This is the waiting game now. Yeah, I think it's gone, so I'm just gonna wait for the retracement, honestly. If it ends up creating some type of low, say for example I'll use this low and then it makes a high up here, I will just wait till it gets to the 50%, or if it ends up creating this fair value gap off here, I'll probably just end up entering off of that. And we'll have to see as well, because it could just end up coming up here, say for example taking liquidity off of people who were short right here, stuck short, could just take them out and then reverse and keep going lower. But like I said, we're bullish on everything, so I'm looking for longs either way. Let's see what it ends up forming. What it's looking like right now will probably end up being a 7, let's see, next candle starts at 7:30, so maybe around 7:45 I could have a trade depending on how it goes, or I could just wait here for this 5-minute fair value gap, honestly, to form. Swept liquidity, I guess, below these lows, you can say, and then it's just ripping a broke structure on the 5-minute. We can have a sniper entry here on the 5-minute. Let's just see how it ends up going, but it could have an entry on the 5-minute here. Let's just see if it gets into this fair value gap. I might go long here, honestly, and just play it out for the rest of the morning. This is pre-market either way, but let's see what happens. I was getting very close to the fair value gap, honestly. Could just get in here and just barely tap it. Hopefully it comes in at the 15-minute fair value gap, but not this 5-minute, but I wouldn't be mad. Hey, I'll take it. This could end up being a better entry either way. So technically it did take out the liquidity above here if there was any. So let's see. Honestly hoping to see if it got up above this high, but getting close. I can honestly bounce off of this block right here. It's technically an order block because it did end up rallying after this. So it could come in, touch this bearish order block, and then just take off, which I will end up either way targeting the same targets that I have. But let's see. 15 minute just closed. So hoping to see if it would have closed above that high, which would have been a change of structure in the 15 minute, but it didn't. So let's just see if it ends up getting into this fair value gap. But it might come in and just tap on this 5 minute fair value gap. Okay, this could be the move right here, honestly. Okay, it's going back up, which honestly I'm not mad at. Yeah, it's gonna take off unless it creates a big red candle. It's taking off. Yeah, so that 50% mark didn't touch the optimal trade entry, but I did get in a discount for longs. I guess I missed it, but like I said, I'm just gonna wait, be patient, look for a retracement into this fair value gap. Could hit still in the 5 minute, but the 15 minute is always there. So let's just see what ends up happening. It's coming back down now, so let's see if it ends up hitting this fair value gap. I am ready. I'm gonna do a 2 lot. I'm gonna risk a little bit more, or a 0.2 lot, risk a little bit more, see if it ends up being a good trade or not. But let's see. This could be the move here. Nah, it's looking to rip up, yeah. And I've actually been using Notion to write my thoughts on the trades that I'm taking in terms of the stuff that I'm doing good and bad, or what I didn't see, what was positive, what was negative, how the trade went, my bias, all that. That is what I'm using. And honestly, I'm definitely looking for a long. I'm just waiting for this retracement into the fair value gap, because like I said, this is a low, and I'm just waiting for a high to form, honestly, so I can get in. Let's say for example a low forms here, something like that, perfect, into the fair value gap. Let's just see how it goes. Got about 5 minutes before this candle closes, which will create this fair value gap on the 5 minute, or on the 15 minute. Fix this here. I'll label these for you guys so you guys know what I'm thinking. It is showing that it wants to go higher. On this retracement, I'm getting in about 3 minutes before this candle closes, but it has taken out liquidity above this if there was any. And I don't, technically this could have been a trade somebody took, would have been horrible R to R, but I should have took a trade off of this fair value gap, took a short and just got out under this low. Yeah, it's under this low, or under this low, honestly. But if they were targeting these, but I'm looking for a long, and let's see. It is showing that it wants to go higher, so got 2 minutes. Let's see where it ends up going. For anybody that thought that trading was gonna be this exciting, no, this is just sitting in front of the chart. If you're reading technicals, obviously, just watching to see what happens. Honest, let's see. And this candle is about to close very soon, so I'm looking for it's coming down in the last minute. But either way, I'm looking for a retracement here to see what happens, and then I'm gonna look for a long. I'm gonna look for a long in this retracement coming up. So for example, I get in here, my RR would be this low. I have all these take profits, but like I said, 7 to 1, can't be mad at it. RR is 7 to 9. So let's see. It is just ripping, honestly. Okay, it's gonna be the start of it right here, honestly. So let's say this candle ends up flipping. Fair value gap. It's fucking ripping, man. Look at this thing, is just ripping, man. Damn, look at it. Oh my gosh. Well, while I'm waiting here, I'm just gonna invest, do my financial movements while I'm waiting for this to retrace, which is really, it just does not want to retrace. It's just ripping. Now that I see fair value gap right here, it's like off after this. But this could be the retracement that I'm looking for right here, honestly. Pulling back to see how it ends up going into it. This could be perfect. Waiting for the retracement. Let's see when it happens. Still waiting. Been recording for an hour and 5 minutes. Could be right here. It's honestly forming a big red candle on the 5 minute. Let's see. This could be it right here, depending on how it goes. And it plays very well into the fair value gap. If it comes down into the 50%, will be on a discount, and I'm taking the trade off of that. Look at it go. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of goddamn. Damn. Came right back down. Came right back up. I'm just waiting. Coming in now. It's coming in hot though. It's a big candle. Coming in right now. Fuck. It put me in way too high. So I'm gonna try to get in again with a better entry. Way too high on these entries. It put me, but let's get it. But it did get in. We are officially in the trade. Best entry 148.077. I'm just setting my risk to reward, and my take profits will be, I'll get rid of this take profit. My first take profit there, honestly I'm a target, and we're up. Let's go 148, what is it, 832, and we are ripping to the upside. Let's go. We'll post that on Instagram now. Yeah, let's go. And we're in, baby. We're right now in profit. Let's just see where it ends up taking me. It's starting to come down again, which is, but I believe we're still on the higher time frames. Yeah, no, we're still bullish. Hour is bullish. 4 hour is still bullish. Daily is bullish. No, I'm taking my chances. I'm sticking with this trade. Hopefully it doesn't stop me out, but yeah, I'm taking my chances on this one, honestly. See what it goes. Gotta be patient and trust your bias, trust your intuition. Yeah, but that's basically my thoughts for this trade. I will update you guys. I'm gonna turn everything off right now and then just let the trade play out. I can't do anything else but just wait. At this point I'm already in, so let's just see what ends up happening. I am going to pause the video here and then I'll continue recording once there is some progress in the trade. I'll be back. Yeah, first things first, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can tell, this is a different day from the clip earlier, which was my live trade, but I actually just want to get straight into it. I don't want to take too long recording this video since I am already recording it late, and then basically in a couple of days I got to record the video for this week again. I don't want to yap for too long. Let's get right into the chats. I am going to save how much I made in that trade and how it turned out from the live trade till the last, because it was the last day of the trading week.